Hey guys, another chapter 3 section 5 video here for you. We are going to work on how can I solve two-step equations now. We're going to bump up our level of solving, and I have a feeling after you guys watch this video you're going to have a pretty good hang of it already. So let's just try some problems. I sometimes find that is the best way. Let's solve for W. So here's our question. 4W equals negative 20. Now we should know what to do here. We know that the strategy is put a line down the middle of the equal sign and get W all by itself. We want to isolate the variable. So we're going to get that 4 away from it by dividing. And when we divide by 4, we call that the division property of equality. We are dividing equally on the left and the right-hand side. So we have a name for that, division property of equality. Remember, division means divide. Property means it's a rule. And of equality means it's on equal, it's on both sides. So we're just dividing both sides. We're going to get W all by itself, and 20 divided by 4 is 5, and a negative divided by a positive does not match up, so that is a negative 5. Oops, there we go. So there is our solution. All right, so let's try another example here. Example 2. What if we wanted to solve for x? And this time, our question looks like this. 3 plus x equals negative 12. Again, we're supposed to get x by itself. So what do we need to get away from the x? Well, we got to get rid of that 3. So we're going to move that 3 to the other side and subtract it to the other side. When we do that, it's kind of like taking 3 away from both sides, because 3 take away 3 is 0. Gets rid of it. And so the name of that property is called the subtraction property of equality. We are subtracting equally from both sides. So there's that official name. Now x is by itself, and a negative 12 and a negative 3 make a negative 15 for our solution. So there's our answer. All right, so you tried. Can you solve two questions for me? I'm going to give you an A and a B. Each of them, I'd like you to name the property that you are using. I want you to get familiar with the words you're going to see in your different math textbooks when you're in high school. So go ahead and try these two problems, please. All right, I hope you paused the video, tried them, and now you're ready to check your answer. So you are unpausing the video at this point. Now, for the first one, you had to divide the 6 away. So you had to use what's called the division property of equality, and you got x is equal to 5. And on letter B, you had to take the 2 away from both sides. That's that subtraction property of equality, which if you take the 2 away, gives you 12 equals x. Now, each of these problems that we've done so far, including these you-try problems, are what we call a one-step problem because you're using one property. On question A here, all we did was divide by 6. That's one step. On question B, we subtracted the 2. That's one step. But I'd like us to be able to do two-step problems. So let's look at example 3 together now. We're going to solve for x, and our problem is 2x minus 1 equals 7. This one's going to take slightly more work when we put our line down the middle, because what do we got to get away from the x? Well, we got to get rid of the 2, but we also got to get rid of the minus 1. So we're going to start with the negative 1 first. We're going to flip that over to the other side and make it 7 plus 1. So that gets rid of the 1, so it's out of there. Then you're left with 2x on the left and 7 plus 1 on the right, which is 8. Usually that's one step and we'd be done and have an answer, but we got more work to do. We got to get rid of the 2, and how do we get rid of that 2? We divide. We're going to divide that 2 away with the division property. So 8 divided by 2 is 4, and we've got our solution. X is equal to 4. That, my friends, is a two-step problem. First we had to add the 1 over, then we had to divide the 2 away. All right, so we used what's called the addition property of equality, and then we used the division property of equality. We used two properties, which is what makes this a two-step problem. All right, so you're going to try one now, and we're going to see how you do with it. And your job is to see if you can solve for x. Here's your problem. 8 minus 4x equals 20. 8 minus 4x equals 20. Go ahead on your device and hit the pause button and see if you can solve this for yourself, please. All right, so you're all done. You're unpausing your video. You've solved for x, and you're ready to see if you did it correctly. So here are your steps. First, get rid of that 8. that 8 should go to the other side. Now it's a positive 8, so it's going to flip to a negative 8 when you move it over. That'll get rid of it, but you'll still have a minus 4x left over. 20 take away 8 is 12. So now we're almost there. We just got to divide the negative 4 away. That'll get rid of the negative 4. Now 12 divided by 4 is 3, but we have one of those non-matching opposite sign situations where it's a positive and a negative. So we're going to get a negative 3 as our answer. And there it is. I hope you got the same answer as me. If you didn't, where was your mistake? Did you figure it out? Alright guys, so that is two-step problems, and we're definitely going to use these in class all the time, and we're going to practice them more, but I hope you kind of got the hang of it. Thanks for watching. Bye.